As you can see, we're here to play another round of Review Guesser. I made it much more difficult, I updated it, and most importantly, the reason why I'm making another Review Guesser video so quickly is because I released it! I released it on GitHub. It's also like kinda open source-ish, so if you wanna modify it, turn it into your own thing, please go ahead. For all of you who are asking, are you gonna add this, are you gonna add that? Just do it yourself. To my fellow game dev YouTubers and so on, you don't just have the permission to try this, you have this is like an invitation, an open invitation to try this. Please make content about this. I think it'd be fun to see more people try out this Steam Review Guesser game. I think it's a lot of fun and I think it's very insightful. But for this video specifically, I just want to play a couple more rounds with the new game mode. Because as you can see here, we have two buttons at the top here now. We have Next Draw, which is the same as before. It brings us to a completely random page on Steam. And we have Next Balanced, which makes it so that all of these buttons here will be true about the same amount of time. So this game mode, it turns out, is a lot more difficult. It's a lot more difficult because usually you get to something like this and then you can just click whatever is the lowest one and you'll probably be correct. However, with the new game mode, Next Balanced, it'll be a lot more difficult. It's a lot more difficult. This, for example, brought me to We Are Here Forever. This, funnily enough, is one I played recently with a friend, so that's funny. But you can see that it's much more likely to pick higher quality games. So we're gonna play on this new mode for a bit now. It's in my library, I know. So, but I guess I don't entirely know how many reviews it has, but you can see it's very well made. They have like multiple installments in this series. I'm gonna guess this is probably 14K reviews. And that is correct. I got my first one correct. You get the idea. Let's guess a couple more. So we got to a random horror game once again. This looks well made, but don't make the mistake of thinking it's always gonna be a high number now. It could be the 20. We have no clue. It's like everything's about equally as likely here. Let's check out the trailer. Pretty well made. Doesn't seem to be available in... It is available in English, but the full audio is only available in Chinese. These kind of games, they're obviously very difficult for me to guess. They're very outside of the bubble of things I usually play. As you can see, the publisher is also hidden now. A bunch of other things that used to be here are hidden. I can also safely scroll down now because this is now also hidden. So let's see. The capsule is a bit mid. So what I've started to notice, there are a couple of very important things you should always pay attention to. One is the release date. Like some of you suggested removing the release date. I think that's bullshit. Yeah, you don't have a chance of guessing correctly without the release date. And you also don't really have a chance of guessing correctly without the price, because the price has such a big impact on how many copies it sells. Like, if a game is $50, the amount of reviews will be a lot lower than for something that's like €1 or something like that. So price and release date is something you should always look at. Then you should also look at how much content there is. Is it a very content-rich game? Does it have a cool fantasy? That's something I look at. And the third one I think I need to look at is the level of polish. Here, everything, all three seem to be high. Good amount of content, good amount of polish, cool fantasy, people like horror games. And then a couple of, I guess, mistakes in quotation marks on the Steam page here, but they're not that bad. Like the capsule could be better, but also this is originally not a English game, so maybe just the English capsule maybe is just worse than the original one. Things like that, you know. So I think this could be quite high, but it's mostly aimed at Chinese markets. So I'm thinking 13,000. It's the 2,000. That was the other one I was wondering about, but I gave it a bit more. Checked all of the boxes that I was looking for. But that's close enough. That's, I guess, I'm quite happy with. Let's move on to the next one. It is a platformer. Interesting. It is a very well-made platformer. So this is like not like the zero review platformers we've seen in the last episode. This does not have zero reviews. If this has zero reviews, I'll I'm gonna eat a broomstick or something. Even though we do have 0 as an option here, I also fixed one more thing I changed is I made these number suggestions a lot better, because some of you pointed out that previously it was possible to just always guess the 0 if there's a 0. Now there's just sometimes randomly a 0 mixed into the choices to throw you off. And also the numbers are a lot closer together, so we don't have an option of like 600,000 here or something like that. So we have more realistic numbers that are a bit closer together, so that also makes it a bit more difficult. Yeah, what do we make of this? What do we make of this? It has co-op. It's a roguelike. So once again, what are the boxes? It came out in 2023. It's $20. That's expensive. It does have an update. So polish level is very good. Very high level of polish. What's the amount of content? Good amount of content is, I think, what the screenshots here tell me. Features. Multiple characters with fully distinct playstyles. So that is a lot of content. Fresh set of levels, roguelike cell progression, level editor, local and online multiplayer. That's a lot of big features. It does have Steam achievements. It's available in 11 languages. It does have a soundtrack and the DLC. I think I should not hover over these. This might show some information I'm not supposed to see. Now we can once again start arguing about what should I hide here, but I've already hidden so much from the Steam page. Like I've already hidden like the Metacritic review. I have already hidden the announcements. Like so much is already hidden. I guess we could hide more. I guess so, but I think this is quite a fun way to play the way it is now. So I have my own benchmark to compare it to, because I also made a platformer game. It's my platformer game is called Will You Snail, and my platformer game is sitting at around 2,000 reviews. So the question I have here is, do I think this sold better than Will You Snail, about as well as Will You Snail, or worse than Will You Snail? It came out after Will You Snail. It's a very difficult question. Let's check out more trailer. Oh, animated trailer. I mean, full online co-op. Will You Snail does not have that. I mean, if logic holds true, then this should have sold a bit better than Will You Snail, and that means we would land at 11,000. Oh, okay, it has sold about as well as Will You Snail. That is interesting. Did not expect that. But it came out a bit later, so fair enough. Obsidio. It's a horror game. 1 to 4 player, online co-op, psychological horror. I don't know this one. It's early access. Hasn't been updated for 14 months. $10. But like even this, the fact that it hasn't been updated for so and so long, this is a heavy clue. But it has also already led me into a trap a couple of times, because sometimes I saw this and was like, oh, this doesn't have any reviews, and then it still had like over 10,000 reviews. So this doesn't necessarily mean too much. Like some developers just never bother to go out of early access. Okay. Online co-op. So once again, we're checking the key data. It's 2021. It's $10. How polished is it, and how much content does it have? Polish is about mid. Not bad, but not great. The amount of content is more on the low side, because otherwise the trailer wouldn't just show like 2 rooms. There's an outside area. My assumption is that it's all in one house, and it has like a little garden outside area. That's what it looks like. Different locations. Okay, we explore different locations, experiencing paranormal events in an attempt to figure out what ghosts they're dealing with. Okay, so it's like phasmophobia, like knockoff kind of thing. Yeah, so you need to differentiate the ghost. How many? You have 15 different ghosts. How many locations do you have? Talk to the ghost with your real voice through the microphone, and they will completely understand almost everything you say, along with deciding exactly how they want to reply to that. Seriously? So it has some built-in AI stuff? How's that not a headline feature in the short description and in the trailer? That's weird. The capsule is a bit mid. I think this is gonna be mid-range. From all I can see, this is gonna be mid-ranged kind of game. The question is, what does mid-ranged exactly mean in this scenario? Maybe 3,000 or 700. I think because there's already a better version of this game out there, I'll be a bit more pessimistic. Could be 700, maybe it's even 150. Oh, it's 700. Oh my god. I'm a genius. I'm a genius. I'm a genius. It feels very satisfying to get these right. Balanced mode is so much more difficult. I have to take way more time thinking about each guess, but that also makes it all the more satisfying when you get it right. Tinykin. I don't know this game either. It's 2022. It has an animated trailer. Good capsule art. It's 24 bucks. It's a 3D platformer, cute, cartoony 3D platformer. Cute and cartoony are not necessarily the best-selling tags on Steam. But it can work. So this is a heavy clue. There's no way I can remove this from like this little guessing game. The only way I could get rid of this would be to not watch the trailers or to hide the trailers. But I don't think that's a good idea. I think the trailers are very important for guessing the correct review count. And for most games that have something like this, I would not have guessed low anyway. Like, this is already not a game I would have guessed low on. So the question here is not, is it successful? The question is just, how successful is it? By the way, I think I gotta say this again. If there's any muted audio in this video, that's just because I got copyright striked. Like, some games use licensed music in their trailers and stuff. Let's hope that doesn't happen though. What do we have here? So, level of polish is very high. Amount of content does also look high. We have 4 completely different screenshots in the beginning here. This and this could be the same location, I guess. It looks like there's a lot of content. And there's some bundles, there's a DLC even. Obviously, knowing that there's DLC is a heavy hint. Once again, don't hover over these. I'm afraid they might show a DLC review count or something. Challenge, update, and outfit. So you catch these little creatures and they follow you around, or what exactly is the... What do 3D artists even do? Oh, you can go into the guitar. That's cool. 2022, 10 bucks. I mean, 3D platformers, I think did this sell better than Thronefall, or did this sell worse than Thronefall? Cause it's rough. No, it's not the same price range. It's twice as expensive. I think this sold about as well as, or I think this did as much revenue roughly as Thronefall. So I think the 12K would maybe be a reasonable guess. It's the 2K. Yeah. I mean, 3D platformer. Okay, difficult. Fair enough. Mature content. I will skip this if it's not YouTube friendly. This looks okay. This looks okay so far. Multiplayer party game with cute anime girls. It's free to play. I'm gonna quickly sneak into the trailer here. This is not the type of game I play typically, so these are hard for me to guess. I don't think it's super high. It's more on the low side. I often get tricked into thinking these more not safe for work games have higher review counts, but even big boobies don't necessarily make your game sell better. This is what I've found so far. So they're doing some collab here. It's free to play also. 700 or 150. Oh, don't go to that screenshot. I have to always click back so it doesn't go to that one. 150. Oh yeah, see, I was completely wrong about this one. completely wrong. And I'm happy to admit it, right? I'm not editing out my failures here, even if I have some very embarrassing guessing failures. That's part of the authentic journey here, that you also get to see my incorrect guesses. I'll leave them all in. No worries. So what do we have here? When did this come out? 2005. Yeah, I guess this is a very 2005-ish look, so kinda old school. $6. Science fiction first-person shooter. Content looks a bit samey, not sure about the amount of content, but let's see the polish level. The problem also is I'm not sure, I don't think this shows, the release date doesn't show when it released on Steam, it shows when it initially released. That makes it a bit more difficult to guess the review count. Obviously, I don't think it's been on Steam since 2005. I don't think that's the case. When did it come to Steam? That's a good question. I don't know that. I think this probably sold well at the time, or okay. I think there's still some retro charm to it even now. I think I'd be happy giving it like 500. Or 118, I guess, was the other thing I was thinking about, but wrong is wrong. Wrong is wrong. I was wrong. The Way. Oh, this looks awesome. But it's once again a platformer. Journey to another planet and discover its secrets in order to bring your loved one back to life. Experience an adventure inspired by old school classics like Another World. Oh, cool monster. Okay. It's polished. It is polished. It's very polished. Except for sound effects. Is it a Metroidvania or what is it? Puzzle platformer. Ooh. But with action. Like a mixed genre type of game. Story-rich, difficult. It is a puzzle game. Mind-bending puzzles. Unique alien planet to explore. Retro style. I mean, it's a puzzle game, but clearly it's also execution-based, right? We can see some execution challenges here. You gotta time your jumps and stuff. Okay, and then you have like some mirror puzzles and stuff like that. The art is really nice. Capsule art is also good, and this came out in 2016. But it's a puzzle game. That's the thing that makes it difficult. How expensive? 15. Did this better or worse than You Snail? The fact that it's been out for long, it could be 4,000 or it could be 800. Which one is it? It's 800. It's a puzzle game. Yeah. Yeah. Who is the greatest? Who is the greatest? I got one right, finally. One thing I have to say, keep in mind, I just started playing this. I just started practicing this new game mode. I haven't practiced this at all. I think I can get a lot better at this if I practice it more, and I will practice it more. So please don't roast me in the comments if my guesses aren't that great. I promise I'll practice more, and then I'll come back and redeem myself. But we'll do it truthfully. We're not gonna do any edited crap here. No. I seriously wanna get good at this. 2017, $15. Let's check out polish. Oh, it looks juicy. It looks very juicy.
This infernal place.
From the creators of doesn't mean anything at all. Like, so many games do that, even if they don't have any games where it makes sense to say that. It's a Metroidvania.
I keep coming close to death, but this world is keeping me alive.
Metroidvania in 2017, I think, is a good time to release a Metroidvania. I recommend if you want to release a Metroidvania, go back to 2017, release it there. It's probably a good idea. Very competently made, lots of variety. Metroidvania also means probably a good amount of content, worlds to explore, abilities to unlock. That's what Metroidvania means, right? Key features. Beautiful hand drawn, chaotic, epic boss fights, so multiple boss fights, optional co-op for up to 4 players, hundreds of upgrades, a mix of handcrafted and procedural level, multiple endings, and 15 hours of gameplay. So for a Metroidvania, that's maybe you could argue that's a little bit on the shorter side, but it's completely okay. I would also say completely okay. Will You Snail is like 2 hours. So for this one, I would guess that it sold more copies than Will You Snail. So I would say either 3,000 or 19,000. It's not the cheapest game necessarily. It's $20. Ooh. Ooh. Maybe could be 800. When it's 800, I'll say yeah, because it was expensive, or it could be the 4,000. Yeah, I click the 4,000, and I am correct. Oh my god, who is the greatest? Who is the greatest? Who is the greatest? Impossible Soccer. Early access, €10. Multiple languages, 2020. How much polish? Yes, I'm ready. I am ready. Show the gameplay. Not that much polish, actually. Not that much polish. Like, completely static camera. The only polished, satisfying thing about this is when you hit a goal. That looks cool. The capsule art is very good. But I've been tricked by capsule art, so the capsule art is not the only thing you should look at all. It's like 3 screenshots are almost like the exact same stadium. They're like 2 different colors for the stadiums, and there's not that much polish. So I think this is pretty low. This, I think, is pretty low. Local multiplayer. Does this have online multiplayer? It does not have online multiplayer. It is completely local. This is low. This is very, very low. This is, it's not 4 kind of low, is it? I think it's like 50 kind of low. It is 4. See, got tricked by the capsule again. I thought like, surely this capsule is gonna make someone buy this. But then again, people aren't stupid, right? Before they buy something, they do go through the same thought process. They look at the screenshots and they're like, okay, this does not seem to be worth $10. Yeah, also should have considered the price here. Next one. But that was close enough. I'm happy with that one. World of Subways 1. The Path. The Path. It's a subway simulation game from 2009 for $15. It's really throwing the difficult stuff at me. I told you, this mode is so much more difficult. So how deep is the simulation exactly? What can you do? It looks like a mostly realistic subway simulator. It looks good. Very good amount of content from what it looks like. Good simulation for the time. The question that I have is once again, when did this come to Steam? Did this come to Steam in 2009? I don't think so. So then the question is, how much retro appeal does this have? Do people still buy this after the fact? Like, this looks like something was like super successful on like the PlayStation or something like that. How successful was it on Steam though? I wonder. 15 feels a bit expensive. I'm thinking 100 to 500. That's the range I'm thinking about. Because it's a simulator. Simulators are popular, it looks well made. I'm clicking the 500 and I will probably regret it. Yeah, it's the 100. But, you know, my intuition was about right there, so that's okay, that's okay. Humor Jack's Ring. Is this a mobile port? This is a mobile port. What the hell are we looking at? Quite a while here, walking a world where lonely steps were my own. What are we looking at? Okay, we ended up in that part of Steam. Okay. It's clearly a narratively driven game. It's available in 2 languages. The interface and the subtitles are only available in English, but the audio is only available in Hungarian. The interface is not available in Hungarian. This is 51. Yes. Challenge Dreamcat. This is not gonna be very high. But it's very cheap. It's €1. Now here, the thing I'm looking at is more like the meme potential. How streamable is it? Cause if it has meme potential and is streamable, then this could still do well. But doesn't entirely feel like it. It's 2021. Would you buy this for €1 in 2021? Nah. I don't see it. Characteristic cute cat, various traps and terrain, save points, larger and more beautiful map than expected. Larger and more beautiful map than expected. That's awesome, dude. As the lowest one is 53. I think that sounds about right. Yeah. Yes, it is. Mafia 2. Okay. This is... I know that name. I haven't played it, but at least it rings a bell. So this is something the higher range. So already just from knowing the name, I'm thinking it's 122 or 24 or at the least 4, depending on the price. It's $30. Definitive edition. So lots of content. Story-based. Shooter kind of game, action game, right? FSK 18, crime, nudity, all of the good stuff. Can't even show you all of that, but we get the idea. This has a lot of reviews. This one has a lot of reviews. I will give it the max count of 122. It is 24. Interesting, cause like my game Thronefall also has like about 20,000 reviews. What the hell, man? Why does it have as many reviews as Thronefall? That doesn't make any freaking sense. But that's where you see that price really is so important. 30 buccarinos in 2020. So maybe it came to Steam later? Doesn't fully look like a 2020 kind of game. Maybe it is. I'm not sure. So really, a high price really puts a limit on the review count you can get, I guess. I've seen that over and over again now, where I think like, oh, clearly this has like 100,000 reviews, but then I forget to see that it's like $60, and if it's $60, you're not gonna get to 100K that easily. My God. So the lower ones are easier to guess than the higher ones. Like if you see one that's low, that's typically relatively easy to detect. If you have one that's high, where it's like medium range success or higher success, then it's often difficult to say how successful exactly. This one I can tell is some kind of low, so 8 or 58. It doesn't even have a trailer. A man travels in a subway car alone. Where is he going? Will he or any of his fellow passengers arrive at their destination? Are they drawn together by pure coincidence or something more? This came out in 2020 and is free to play. The free to play throws me off. If it hadn't been for the free to play, I would have said 8. The free-to-play might upgrade it to 50, but in this specific case, I don't even think that it does, so I'm gonna go with the 8 anyway. The free-to-play does upgrade it to 50. Okay, noted. I'm learning as I'm playing, I'm getting better at this by the minute. Fish Idol 2, Underwater Mystery. You can't tell me this is not a mobile port. This looks so mobile-y. This does look mobile-y, but someone... At least they scaled the UI correctly. So this used to be a mobile game, and when they ported it, they, at the very least, were smart enough to change the size of the UI. But we can still see your gems, bro. We can see your gems. Don't hide them. We know they're there. 2024 as well. Man, if this has any meaningful amount of reviews, I'm gonna be very pissed. It's free to play. Freaking free to play. It's 50. Fuck. Son of a... I mean, it's a dopamine kind of game. It's the second part of the series. 1300 though, I would have never guessed that. This is just one of the games where I'm like, how could I have known? Like it has very vibrant colors and it is very dopamine optimized. Like the gameplay we can see here is like very clicker-esque. I guess it is polished. I guess so. It doesn't look polished at first glance, but like the dopamine receptors are responding. They are responding. Interesting. Yeah, we're learning together. Fade. I gotta stop myself. Like let's do a couple more games. Then I really should take a break again.
In the land of Beltane, a long shadow has been cast, tearing the residents from their homes. Awaken as the chosen.
It's a Souls-like from 2020.
Whisper.
I think Souls-likes were already quite competitive at that time, but you can't argue with the fact that the polish is okay. It's good.
Celeste. Solemn. Emulate the greatest nail before it's too late. Or all things.
Amount of content, like the screenshots are a bit samey. There's like green, gray, one indoor, then the 3 green grays here. There are, of course, like there's the Souls-like thing of upgrading your stats and so on. There's a boss fight. It's in early access. It's still in early access. It hasn't been updated for 13 months. It's only available in English. Do we have a feature list? Like the feature list, surprisingly, have turned out to be useful. Back us now on Kickstarter. Have you made it? Doesn't look like it. So what I'm thinking is 1.5k or 300. Let's be generous. Oh my lord, it's 63. So the rationalizing after the fact, obviously, like, I'm not trying to make it sound like it would have been an easy guess. This was not an easy guess. The rationalizing I do after the fact is to hopefully teach myself to spot this more easily, like these kind of things more easily next time. And what I'm thinking here is there are just better options available in 2020. There are better options available in 2020. And also, frick me for not looking at the price. I forgot to look at the price. It's 25 euro. Especially for that price, there are just way better options available. I should have looked at the price. That would have been a great clue. And I should have thought about what else was on the market in like 2020. I'll do better next time. Huge chess. The screenshots don't read very well. This is low. This is very low. Not that much polish. Not that much content. 2021. This has one. This has one review. Or has it 5? It has one. Yeah, it has one. It does have one. I'm more trained on the lower ones. Final Fantasy 9. I have not played the Final Fantasy games, but obviously this is not gonna be a low number, right? Final Fantasy, very popular franchise. 2016 does have soundtrack. Does got updates. This is just. It's gonna be a difficult guess.
Peggy
Does have a render trailer. I guess we'll just try to judge it by like my normal standards. $20 is more on the higher end. Does look like it has a lot of content because the screenshots are very varied. It doesn't look like it came out in 2016 though. It looks like it came out earlier. So maybe the date it shows here is when it came to Steam. Honestly, I'm not sure. I'm not sure how that works entirely. I don't know. Let's use Thronefall as a reference point again. It's more expensive than Thronefall. It's like 11,000 or 55,000, right? One of the two. Final Fantasy comes to PC. So these are sometimes just lower than you expect. That's freaking Final Fantasy though. Learn new abilities by equipping items. Also have mini games, achievements, autosave. Yeah, that's standard. Couple of different languages. I will say that this is maybe not as high as we would expect on Steam, like on Steam, I will give this 11K. Oh, incredible. Redout 2 looks like a high quality racing game. High quality trailer. Very polished. I mean, this is not the gameplay footage though, is it? Yeah, it kind of looks like this. Okay. It looks very good. Very, very good. Very high amount of polish, decent amount of variety, I guess, from what we can see here. Like the screenshots have different colors. There's a deluxe edition with soundtrack and season pass, and there's like different DLC that altogether cost like $50, and the game itself is $20. When did it come out? 2022. Lot of supported languages, online PvP. Like if I wanted to play a racing game, would I consider buying this? Actually, I think I would. Like what other racing options do you have? Are they necessarily better? No, I think this looks like it's playing in the top tier of racing games on Steam. Question is just, what do I think? How many reviews does the top tier of racing driving games have in general? I don't think it's the high, like, I don't think it's the best genre on Steam. $20, although expensive. I think, assuming that this has like similar review count as Thronefall, would probably be fair. I think I'm gonna go with 25K. It is much, much lower. It's 1K. So the racing genre is not as popular as I thought, and also like all this trickery here with their season pass and so on, it just made me think that there must be a reason why they're doing this, but apparently the squeeze is still worth it at 1,000 reviews. So this freaking game, you're telling me this freaking game has less reviews than You Snail? How is that possible? It's a racing game, but You Snail is a platformer game. So those are both of them are not the best genre, I guess. Yikes. Okay, racing. Don't make a racing game. Don't make a racing game. Got it. Call of Duty Black Ops 3. I haven't played that one, but it must be quite high. But this is one of the ones I might have guessed this one before. This is 60 freaking bucks. This is super expensive, so not everybody can afford this. That's why I don't see the 100,000 reviews. That's why I'm gonna go with the 29. Holy Jesus, mother! They made a lot of money. Oh my god, they made a lot of money with this one. Icarus, PvE survival. Does it have online co-op? Yes, it's online co-op survival. 2021. Decent quality, everything. The only thing I would say is that in 2021 there are already a lot of games like this. What's new about this? What does this bring to the table?
Taste. I know I'm onto them.
So, that looks badass. I'm not gonna lie, that Zendron looks very badass. That interior also looks nice. The screenshots are very high quality, more high quality than the trailer. Just a lot of depth. Skill tree means depth. This is not always what it means. It's not always the truth that it actually has a lot of depth. But that's what a screenshot of a skill tree communicates. Is that look, there's some depth. There's like a progression system and so on. And then, for example, there's like also a crafting tree or whatever this is. We get another maybe more gameplay-ish trailer here. Aftermath of terraforming gone wrong. Cool setting also. This is difficult. There are other options for this. You can as pet sponges, but as we know now, that like having DLC doesn't necessarily mean crap. Doesn't really mean anything. A lot of supported languages. It's €30. 30. That seems expensive for a game like this in 2021. Which one is it? I think it's 1,600. It's 40,000. Interesting. So just because this is it's like the most popular genre, I guess, people want more of it. So just making more of it, you don't necessarily have to bring anything super new to the table. You just have to make a competent version of it. And that still seems to work in 2021. Very interesting. Very interesting. See, we're all learning together. So it's still, you can still make like a open world survival craft game, and if you do it well, people will still play it, even though there are a lot of games like this already. That's interesting. But we have to finish strong. Try to get 1 or 2 more right at least, so that I don't feel so bad about myself. But as mentioned, we're still practicing. I'll come back to this and I'll get better and better at this over time, I'm sure. Image to pixel art generator. Oh, this is not even a game. Oh, we're skipping it in that case. Diluvian Ultra. Single player first person shooter. Very cool art style. How much polish? How much juice? Cool retro aesthetic. How varied are the levels? In the trailer they didn't feel so varied, but they did a better job picking screenshots here. These two are the same, kind of samey of course. This looks like some kind of weapon upgrade system or something, right? You have melee combat, you have ranged combat. What do you have in the bar down here? So intentional retro look. Chapter 1, $10. Very difficult to guess this one. So it's 2023, we already have things like Doom and so on, but yeah. I would like to give this maybe, thinking if it's 100 or if it's 500. That's roughly the range I'm thinking about, because it has good capsule art and because I like being optimistic. Let's just click the 500. Screw me for being optimistic. Bug snacks, catch mysterious living snacks and feed them to your friends in this unusual island adventure.
Get to it then.
This was made with a lot of love. Whoever made this, I like it. Good job. Did this sell well? It's a 3D platformer most likely, right? Cute, exploration. It doesn't even have the 3D platformer tag. Maybe because you don't do much platforming. Looks really cute, but like, who's this for? Who would buy this? I'm like not the target audience for this. It's $20. It's VR as well. Standard and VR mode. Ay. I'm thinking 300. 7,000. Ay. Okay, one more. But you can see this game mode is a lot more difficult. It's a lot more hit and miss. I already gave it to Chris Zukowski and he told me even in this mode he has like a 60% hit rate so far, so maybe he's already a bit more skilled at this than I am. He's maybe looked at more store pages. I'm sure I can catch up to 60% for sure. I think I can do better than that actually, but it will require some practice. Britannia Total War Saga. So this is a Total War kind of game. I know the Total War games, of course. I just haven't played this one. I don't think I've played any Total War games.
Their settlement and attacked my neighbor. So this leaves me with a choice. I could attack the army, or
Grand strategy, turn-based grand strategy. But we do also get the battles, right? We have like the overworld map, and we do have more zoomed-in battles as well. It's like a lot of content. Obviously, probably decent polish. 2018. I wish we could see some actual gameplay in the trailer here. Like it's a lot of cinematic shots and so on, so it's doesn't really tell me that much. €40 2018. Thronefall has 20,000, so if it has 11,000 reviews, then it made about the same amount of revenue as Thronefall did. Could easily also be the 60,000 though. It's either 11,000 or 60,000, but the price point kind of makes me think it's more like the 11,000. Yeah, I got another one right. And I think that's a good time to call it quits. So hope you have fun messing with it. Hope you have fun toying around with this. It's a bit like I'm handing it to you now. Like, here's the source code. I vibe coded most of it anyway, right? I was like, ChatGPT, make this plugin for me. I don't even know how to write JavaScript. I just used my basic coding knowledge to infuse a little bit of logic into it, and the rest was like vibe coded for the most part. Yeah, have a go at it. Do with it whatever you want. Go wild. Cheers.